What's the matter, Stray? Nothing left to lose?
Sekiro Shadows Die Twice is a challenging but rewarding action-adventure game from the creators of Dark Souls and Bloodborne. You play as a shinobi called Wolf, who is on a quest for revenge in a beautiful and mythical version of ancient Japan. Get ready for intense sword fights where you need to be fast and precise to deflect attacks and find the perfect moment to strike. The game has a unique grappling hook that lets you zip around the world and explore its secrets. You'll need to learn new skills and find powerful tools to defeat tough enemies and bosses. Sekiro is a tough game, but it's also fair, and overcoming its challenges is incredibly satisfying. If you like action games and aren't afraid of a little difficulty, then this game is a must-play. The Last of Us is a masterclass in storytelling and gameplay, redefining what video games can achieve as a narrative medium. Set in a post-apocalyptic world teeming with danger, the game immerses players in a harrowing journey that blends brutal survival mechanics with a deeply emotional story. At its core, the game tells the story of Joel and Ellie, an unlikely pair thrust together by circumstances and bonded by survival. The progression of their relationship, set against a bleak and terrifying backdrop, is the emotional heart of the experience. Whether navigating eerie sewers, braving snowy landscapes, or surviving in overrun suburbs, the journey is as much about their evolving bond as it is about the threats they face. The gameplay is equally impressive. Every encounter feels raw and desperate, whether you're conserving scarce ammo, crafting tools, or resorting to brutal melee combat. The game forces you to adapt to its unforgiving world. The tension is heightened in moments like sneaking past clickers or making split-second decisions to survive encounters with humans and infected alike. This balance between stealth and all-out combat ensures that no two scenarios feel the same. Ultimately, The Last of Us isn't just about surviving a brutal world. It's about the humanity that endures within it. From its gripping gameplay to its unforgettable characters, it's no wonder the game remains a standout in the minds of players even a decade later. This is a journey that sticks with you long after the credits roll.
Oh no! Quick!
A Plague Tale: Requiem is a thrilling follow-up to its predecessor, elevating everything that made the first game special. Set in the 14th century France during the Hundred Years' War, you control Amicia, who must protect her brother Hugo from a world full of danger, including massive rat swarms. The game intensifies the grim and emotional tone of the first, with heightened stealth mechanics and a deeply depressing story. While the gameplay remains familiar, new elements like NPC allies with unique abilities bring fresh strategies to stealth sections. The rats, now a terrifying force of nature, create unforgettable, heart-pounding moments. Although the puzzles and stealth sections don't always challenge, the combination of rats, soldiers, and puzzle-solving offers some of the most engaging moments. The game's stunning visuals, memorable characters, and immersive world make it a must-play, despite not being as ambitious as it could have been in its gameplay evolution. Overall, A Plague Tale: Requiem is a gripping, emotional journey worth experiencing.
What's wrong? What's wrong?
Red Dead Redemption 2 is not only a visual triumph, but also a masterclass in storytelling. From the moment you step into its world, you're greeted by a level of detail that's simply breathtaking. The landscapes are stunning, whether you're riding through vast plains, dense forests, or across snow-capped mountains. Every scene feels meticulously crafted. The dynamic lighting, weather effects, and realistic animations make the world feel alive, and the character models are incredibly lifelike. From the way Arthur Morgan moves to the subtle gestures and expressions that add depth to every interaction. But it's not just about looks. The story, driven by the complex character of Arthur Morgan, is what truly makes the game special. As a member of Dutch's gang, Arthur is a morally complex character who struggles with his past, his choices, and his loyalty to his gang. His journey is raw and emotional, filled with moments of reflection that resonate deeply with players. The way the story unfolds is as immersive as the world around you, with Arthur's development reflecting the themes of redemption, survival, and the slow decline of the Wild West. The game's visual beauty complements this emotional depth, creating a truly unforgettable experience where every moment feels impactful, both in terms of gameplay and narrative.
As long as we get paid or you get shot, I'm happy.
We did it, hit!
Assassin's Creed Odyssey builds on the foundations of Origins, offering a massive RPG experience set in ancient Greece. You play as a Spartan mercenary, choosing between Cassandra or Alexios, with the story focusing more on the past than the modern-day Animus storyline. The game is filled with engaging side quests, environmental variety, and a massive world to explore, including naval combat reminiscent of Black Flag. However, the game can feel overwhelming with its grind and excessive loot, and the combat system, while improved, still has some issues with the parry mechanic. The game's beauty, character designs, and the meaningful impact of choices make it a strong adventure, though its technical performance on consoles, especially the frame rate, leaves room for improvement. If you liked Origins, you'll enjoy this one, though it may not convert new fans of the series. It's a massive action RPG with some flaws, but still impressive. Baldur's Gate 3 is a landmark in RPG gaming, blending incredible storytelling, tactical combat, and unmatched freedom of choice. Set in the vibrant Forgotten Realms, Larian Studios delivers a world rich in detail with unforgettable, deeply written characters and voice acting that brings them to life. The game offers unparalleled freedom. Your choices matter, from skipping battles with clever tricks to shaping your character from 29 sub-races and 12 diverse classes. Co-op multiplayer adds to the fun, letting friends tackle missions in inventive ways. Exploration feels rewarding at every turn. Whether discovering new lore-hidden loot or impactful side quest, Baldur's Gate 3 constantly surprises. Its three-act story spans lush wilderness, eerie landscapes, and a bustling city, each brimming with handcrafted, memorable experiences. Though Act 3 has some bugs, they pale next to the brilliance of the game. With its stellar narrative, layered characters, and polished presentation, Baldur's Gate 3 sets a new standard for CRPGs. A masterwork that's a must-play for any RPG fan. Banishers: Ghost of New Eden is an action-adventure game that follows two ghost hunters who fight spirits while dealing with a tragic love story, and it creates a really emotional and immersive experience. The narrative is deep and gripping, with tough choices that actually impact the story, making you feel invested in the characters. The combat is fast-paced and fun, but it can get a bit repetitive after a while. The atmosphere and visuals are stunning, really bringing the eerie world to life. If you like story-driven games with emotional twists, it's definitely worth checking out.
Sam, get in the goddamn car! I'm faster! Stop arguing! Watch out!
Uncharted 4 delivers a spectacular and heartfelt conclusion to Nathan Drake's story, blending high-stakes action with a deeply emotional narrative. It's more than just another adventure, it's a journey of brotherhood, legacy, and self-discovery that fans of the series won't want to miss. The story reintroduces us to Nathan, now retired, as he's pulled back into treasure hunting by his long-lost brother Sam. Their quest for the lost pirate colony of Libertalia is not just about riches. It's about redemption, loyalty, and confronting the ghosts of the past. The dynamic between the brothers drives much of the emotional weight, creating a relatable and human tale. While the game stays true to its action-packed roots, it also explores quieter, introspective moments, allowing characters to evolve. Flashbacks to Nathan and Sam's childhood add depth, and the tension between Nathan's adventurous past and his commitment to a peaceful life with Elena feels authentic and compelling. Uncharted 4 isn't just storytelling, it's visually stunning with breathtaking environments and meticulous detail. The gameplay masterfully combines exploration, combat, and puzzles, keeping the experience engaging and immersive. Whether you're drawn to its thrilling action, its gorgeous visuals, or its rich character development, Uncharted 4 is a must-play. Nathan Drake's final adventure leaves a lasting impression, wrapping up the series in the most satisfying way possible.
Mark this. He's not just any monkey. He's a monkey of merit.
Black Myth: Wukong is an action RPG that dives deep into Chinese mythology, letting you play as the Monkey King with crazy, shape-shifting abilities and powerful magic. The combat is intense and feels really satisfying, especially when you master the dodges and counters. I was really impressed by how smooth the animations are, making every move feel impactful. Visually, the game looks stunning with its detailed environments and fluid animations, which make every fight feel epic. But some of the enemy encounters can feel a bit repetitive after a while. Still, the storytelling and unique setting keep you hooked. If you love challenging action RPGs, this one is definitely worth checking out. Death Stranding is a really unique game, and I gotta say it was quite the experience. Some people might call it a walking simulator, and yeah, you do spend a lot of time trekking across this crazy landscape, but it's not just about that. You're like this delivery guy in a post-apocalyptic world where everything is super weird and you have to connect these isolated cities. It's kind of slow-paced, but it's also really beautiful and atmospheric with some crazy creatures and this really cool story about connections and stuff. The gameplay can be a bit repetitive, I guess, like you're always balancing your cargo and trying not to fall over, which can get a little old. But honestly, I kind of found it relaxing in a weird way, and the story kept me hooked. Plus, the online thing, where you can see other players' structures and stuff, is really cool. It's definitely not going to be for everyone, but if you're looking for something different and you don't mind a bit of a slower pace, Death Stranding might surprise you. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt stands as the ultimate achievement in the RPG genre, offering an unforgettable experience with its epic storytelling and expansive open world. In the role of Geralt of Rivia, you embark on a perilous quest to locate your adopted daughter Ciri as the world around you teeters on the brink of chaos. The game's deep character-driven narrative and rich side quests give life to every corner of its world, making it feel truly immersive. From the eerie, mist-filled swamps of Velen to the vibrant, bustling streets of Novigrad, each area is brimming with detail and stories to uncover, inviting exploration at every turn. The combat system is robust, blending powerful spells with skill-based mechanics that allow for dynamic and satisfying encounters. Your decisions throughout the game carry weight, influencing the narrative and shaping the world around you, adding a personal touch to the experience. In 2022, the next-gen update further enhanced this masterpiece, bringing significant graphical improvements and refining gameplay mechanics, making the game even more stunning and immersive for both new and returning players. With its breathtaking visuals, atmospheric world-building, and a soundtrack that enhances every moment, The Witcher 3 is a prime example of why single-player adventures remain so captivating. It's not just a game, it's an experience that stays with you long after the journey ends.
Who are you?
You know who I am.
If you're enjoying the video and want to support a growing channel, then please do subscribe and hit the bell icon. Divinity Original Sin is a really fun game where you create your own characters and go on an epic adventure with turn-based combat that makes every fight feel like a puzzle you need to solve, and the freedom to explore the world and make your own choices with a story that keeps you hooked with interesting characters and unexpected twists. The game can be quite challenging, though, and sometimes you might get stuck or frustrated because it throws a lot of information at you at once, and it can be a bit overwhelming, but if you're patient and like to experiment, you'll find a lot to love in this game. With its beautiful world and engaging story, Divinity Original Sin is a must-play for fans of role-playing games. And if you're looking for a deep and rewarding experience that you can really sink your teeth into, then this is the game for you. Dragon's Dogma 2 is an amazing action RPG that throws you into a huge open world filled with mythical creatures and dangerous quests where you can climb on monsters and really feel the impact of your attacks. You can create your own character and recruit companions called pawns to help you in battle, which adds a really cool layer of strategy to the gameplay. The combat is fast-paced and exciting with tons of different skills and abilities to learn and master. Plus, the world is just stunning with beautiful environments and a day-night cycle that makes it feel truly alive. While some of the quests can be a bit repetitive and the story can be a little confusing at times, Dragon's Dogma 2 is still an incredible adventure that any fan of action RPGs should definitely check out. When Cyberpunk launched in December 2020, it was a technical disaster, plagued by bugs, crashes, and glitches, leading to Sony removing it from the PlayStation Store. By 2022, the game was patched, but its design and gameplay issues still lingered, leaving me skeptical about its potential. Although the 2.0 update has turned it into a much improved game, Night City is now bursting with life, thanks to denser crowds, enhanced NPC AI, and a more interactive environment that makes it feel like a true futuristic megacity. The revamped police system adds excitement with dynamic chases and a real sense of threat. RPG mechanics have been completely overhauled, offering a more rewarding progression system that allows for diverse character builds. Combat and stealth are now a lot more fun, with smoother, more engaging gameplay. Overall, the game now delivers a far more polished and enjoyable experience.
Goddamn terrorist!
Dying Light 2: Stay Human is a thrilling zombie action game with an expansive open world and smooth, top-tier parkour movement. The game lets you leap between rooftops, scale skyscrapers, and use a grappling hook with ease, creating an exhilarating experience. The story features a cast of memorable characters including Rosario Dawson's Lawan and the charming Frank and Hakan, each bringing dramatic moments to the game. Combat is exciting, with options to creatively take down enemies using dropkicks, explosive gas tanks, and Molotov cocktails. The co-op mode allows up to 4 players to explore the city together, enhancing the fun with shared progress and XP. With its dynamic world and action-packed gameplay, Dying Light 2 delivers an unforgettable post-apocalyptic adventure. Elden Ring is a massive, challenging open-world RPG that combines difficulty with an expansive world that encourages exploration. Players take on the role of a Tarnished, journeying through a land filled with conflict, mysterious characters, and tough boss battles. The game offers deep customization, allowing players to build their character with a variety of classes and abilities. Combat is deliberate with new features like a jump button and guard counterattacks. The open world, accessible through a mount called Torrent, offers tons of secrets to discover. Although it can be difficult and at times frustrating, the game rewards curiosity and offers freedom to explore at your own pace. The visuals are stunning, though some minor performance issues exist, especially on PC. Overall, Elden Ring feels like a game-changing evolution in the RPG genre, offering something for both newcomers and veterans alike.
And they will die in an unending
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth continues the epic adventure with stunning graphics and even more exciting twists and turns. The combat is a blast mixing action and strategy to make each battle feel truly epic. Explore a massive world filled with bustling cities and dangerous dungeons while experiencing an emotional story that will stay with you long after the credits roll. It's awesome to see what happens to Cloud and his friends after they leave Midgar. While the game can feel a bit linear and some story choices might divide fans, the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is still an unforgettable experience. This thrilling adventure with amazing visuals and a captivating story is a must-play for any RPG fan. Stellar Blade is an action RPG set in a futuristic world, and it's all about fast-paced combat and exploring beautifully designed environments. The visuals are absolutely stunning, and the combat feels smooth and satisfying, especially with all the cool moves and combos you can pull off. I really enjoyed the boss fights, which were challenging but not unfair, and they kept me on my toes. However, the story felt a bit shallow, and I didn't connect much with the characters, which was a little disappointing. Still, if you love action games with great visuals and fluid combat, it's definitely worth checking out. It's one of those games that's just fun to play, even if the story isn't the strongest.
We have a great show for you here tonight. Alan Wake, one of my all-time favorite writers, and guests on the show.
Alan Wake 2 is a long-awaited follow-up that's worth the wait, especially if you're a fan of Remedy's past games like Control and Max Payne. It's a blend of single-player adventure, survival horror, and cinematic storytelling. Players control two characters, Saga Anderson, an FBI agent investigating eerie murders in a small town, and Alan Wake, trapped in a nightmarish version of New York. The game is challenging with limited resources, tense combat, and smart AI that keeps you on edge. Environments are beautifully designed, mixing creepy woods with atmospheric towns and surreal nightmare worlds. The flashlight mechanic adds tension, and the detective work in Saga's story is immersive. While newcomers may need some context, Alan Wake 2 excels with its thrilling gameplay, stunning visuals, and gripping narrative, making it possibly Remedy's best game yet. Forza Horizon 5 is a ridiculously fun racing game that lets you drive hundreds of amazing cars through a beautiful recreation of Mexico. You can race against other players online or explore the huge open world at your own pace, discovering hidden areas and completing cool challenges. The graphics are incredible, and the cars look and sound so real, you can practically smell the burning rubber. There are tons of different races and events to keep you busy, like street races, off-road rallies, and even crazy stunt challenges. You can customize your cars with different paint jobs and upgrades, and you can even buy and sell cars with other players in the game's auction house. While the game can sometimes feel a bit overwhelming with so much to do, and the always-online requirement can be a bit annoying, Forza Horizon 5 is still one of the best racing games ever made. It's a must-have for any car enthusiast or fan of open-world games.
Where to go, Control?
Gears 5 is an action-packed third-person shooter that throws you right into the heart of an intense war against the Swarm. You'll experience thrilling battles with awesome weapons and brutal executions. Plus, the campaign features stunning visuals and a gripping story that delves deeper into Kate Diaz's past.
Only one left!
The multiplayer is just as exciting with a variety of modes to choose from, including the classic Horde mode where you team up with friends to fight off waves of enemies. Escape mode offers a unique challenge where you have to work together to infiltrate a swarm hive and plant a bomb. While the campaign can be a bit short and some of the new gameplay mechanics might not appeal to everyone, Gears 5 is still a fantastic addition to the franchise. With its intense action, stunning graphics, and addictive multiplayer, it's a must-play for fans of the series and newcomers alike.
The hell? I need to search a place that's falling apart.
Cuphead, the delicious last course, is a real treat for fans of the original game because it takes everything that was awesome about it and turns it up to 11. Like, the animation is even more incredible with that classic cartoon style, and the music is just as catchy and fun to listen to. Plus, it adds a bunch of new levels and bosses that are some of the most creative and challenging ones yet. so get ready for some serious controller throwing moments. But the best part is, you get to play as Miss Chalice, this brand new character with her own cool moves and abilities that make the game feel fresh and exciting, like a double jump and a dash move that lets you avoid attacks. But be warned, some of these bosses are seriously tough and might make you want to pull your hair out, but if you love the original Cuphead, you absolutely have to check out the delicious last course. Ghost of Tsushima is a visually stunning open-world action game set in feudal Japan where you play as Jin Sakai, a samurai caught between tradition and the need to fight Mongol invaders. The game features an exceptional blade combat system, blending elements from Batman Arkham, Assassin's Creed, and classic samurai films. Combat is fast, tactical, and rewarding, with a focus on improving skills rather than grinding for stats. While stealth mechanics are basic and enemy AI can be lacking, the game shines in other areas, especially with its intense cinematic combat sequences. The open world is breathtaking with subtle guidance to exploration and memorable side quests that range from simple tasks to deep character stories. Mythic tales are particularly epic, offering some of the best moments in the game. The photo mode stands out as one of the best, letting you capture the beauty of the world with creative touches like animated environments and particle effects. While Ghost of Tsushima does have some polish issues, especially with stealth, its engaging combat-rich narrative and beautiful world make it an extraordinary samurai adventure. With its emotional storytelling and innovative gameplay systems, it's a must-play for action fans.
Oh, there do I see my mother. Oh, there do I see my father. Oh, there do they call to me.
God of War brings a fresh take on the series, shifting from the old hack-and-slash style to a more emotional and methodical journey. Kratos, now a grieving father, must guide his son Atreus through a world filled with gods and mythical creatures. The story is deeply personal, focusing on the relationship between father and son, and it's this emotional depth that sets the game apart. Visually, the game is breathtaking. Every environment is beautifully crafted with sharp textures, dynamic lighting, and intricate details that make the world feel alive. The combat is equally impressive, offering satisfying complex moves and brutal executions. The weapons and abilities feel weighty, adding depth to every fight, and the fluidity of combat keeps you coming back for more. Exploration rewards curiosity with hidden treasures, puzzles, and upgrades that enhance both your character and the world around you. It's not an overwhelming open world, but just enough to make exploration feel worthwhile. The pacing is well balanced, with intense action sequences mixed with quiet, emotional moments that ground the story. Though some bosses and animations can feel repetitive, they're minor drawbacks in an otherwise flawless experience. Whether you're a longtime fan or new to the series, God of War is a must-play. It's an unforgettable journey full of heart, stunning visuals, and thrilling combat, making it an experience worth revisiting.
Who are you hiding?
Slow and old. You should never have come to Midgard.
Half-Life Alyx is a groundbreaking VR game that completely immerses you in the world of City 17. You play as Alyx Vance and use your hands to interact with the environment, solve puzzles, and fight off terrifying enemies like headcrabs and combine soldiers. The graphics are amazing, and the world feels so real you'll forget you're in a game. The gameplay is super innovative with realistic physics that let you throw objects, manipulate tools, and even rummage through shelves for supplies. The combat is intense and satisfying, whether you're using your trusty gravity gloves to catch grenades or blasting away enemies with a shotgun. Half-Life Alyx is an absolute must-play for any fan of the series or anyone looking for a truly immersive VR experience.
What are raiders doing in these ruins? I hope Erend is okay.
Horizon Forbidden West throws you back into the vibrant world of Aloy as she journeys west to a stunning new frontier filled with dangerous machines and hidden mysteries. The graphics are absolutely breathtaking, with lush forests, arid deserts, and stunning underwater environments to explore. Aloy's arsenal is expanded with new weapons and tools like the Polecaster and Shield Wing, offering exciting new ways to traverse the environment and approach combat.
I'm gonna take you out.
The story is captivating with compelling new characters and surprising twists that build on the foundation of the first game. Combat is more thrilling than ever, with a wider variety of machines to battle, each requiring different strategies and tactics. Though the open world can feel a bit overwhelming at times and some of the side content can be repetitive, Horizon Forbidden West is a must-play for fans of action-adventure games and a worthy successor to Zero Dawn.
The place is coming down!
Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is a big adventure game where you play as Indiana Jones, exploring cool places and finding ancient secrets. It's like being in your own indie movie. You get to use his whip, solve puzzles, and fight bad guys, which is really fun. The whip mechanics are surprisingly versatile, letting you swing, grapple, and even disarm enemies in creative ways. Sometimes, though, the puzzles can be a bit tricky, and some parts of the game feel a bit slow. But honestly, the feeling of exploring ancient ruins and finding hidden treasures is really exciting. Plus, the way the game captures the feel of the movies is really well done. Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth is a turn-based RPG that tells an emotional story filled with humor, and it does an amazing job of balancing serious moments with laugh-out-loud comedy. The story is really engaging, and the characters are so charming and relatable that you get invested in their journey. The combat system is strategic and fun, although the pacing can slow down a bit in longer battles. But there's so much to do with all the side quests and minigames that the world feels really alive and exciting to explore. It's definitely a must-play if you're into story-rich RPGs. Metaphor Refantazio is a turn-based RPG that throws you into a massive fantasy world filled with kingdoms, war, and some really cool characters. The combat is pretty deep, mixing classic turn-based strategy with fast-paced mechanics, and the art style is absolutely stunning. The world feels alive, with a lot of unique locations to explore, and some great music that fits every moment perfectly. But I will say, the pacing can feel a bit slow at times, especially in the early hours. Some of the UI could also be a little more user-friendly, but once you get into it, the game really starts to shine. If you love deep RPGs with a strong story and amazing visuals, this one is definitely worth checking out. Alright, so I fired up No Man's Sky the other day, and man, it's a whole different game than what I remember. I mean, I was there at launch when everyone was losing their minds about all the stuff that was missing, and honestly, it was kind of rough around the edges. But fast forward to now, and it's like a whole new experience. Seriously, the developers have been busy adding tons of features and making it way better. You can build these awesome bases now, and every planet feels different with weird creatures and plants to discover. And the space combat? Forget about it. Dogfighting with pirates is seriously intense. It's actually kind of like what happened with Cyberpunk. Remember all the drama? But now both games are pretty awesome. No Man's Sky even has VR support now, which is insane, and you can play with your friends and go on missions together. I guess what I'm trying to say is that if you wrote this game off before, you should definitely give it another shot. Ori and the Will of the Wisps is a beautiful and emotional game with amazing graphics and music that will make you feel like you're in a dream. You play as Ori, a cute little spirit creature who has to save the forest from a dark evil, and along the way you'll meet interesting characters and explore a huge world filled with secrets and challenges. The controls are tight and responsive, and the platforming is super satisfying with lots of cool abilities to unlock that. Let you do amazing things like double jump and dash through the air. The story is really well told and will pull at your heartstrings, and the gameplay is challenging but fair. Although some of the escape sequences can be a bit frustrating at times. Overall, Ori and the Will of the Wisps is a must-play for fans of platforming games or anyone who wants an unforgettable adventure that is both heartwarming and exciting. So if you're looking for a game that will stay with you long after you finish it, this is definitely one to check out.
So good to see you again. You lost consciousness after awakening to your power.
Persona 3 Reload is a remake of the classic JRPG that mixes dungeon crawling with social simulation, where you fight shadows at night and build friendships by day. The graphics look fantastic, and the combat feels much more polished with smoother mechanics and updated visuals. I loved how they stayed true to the emotional story and complex characters that made the original so memorable. But I did miss some of the extra content from previous versions, which was a little disappointing. Still, the mix of strategic combat and storytelling is so good that it's hard to put down. It's definitely worth playing if you love story-driven RPGs. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown is a side-scrolling action platformer that brings back the classic feel of the old games but with a fresh, modern look. It mixes fast-paced combat with clever puzzles and platforming challenges, making each level feel really exciting. I was really impressed by how smooth the movement feels, especially when chaining jumps and wall runs together. The boss fights are fun and require some strategy, but some of them felt a bit too easy. The art style is beautiful, with vibrant colors that make the world feel alive. Even though some of the puzzles were a little repetitive, the combat and platforming kept me hooked.
Ashley, run!
Resident Evil 4 Remake takes the survival horror masterpiece and elevates it to a whole new level with stunning visuals and modernized gameplay. Step back into the shoes of Leon S. Kennedy as he faces hordes of Ganados in a truly terrifying and immersive experience. The environments are incredibly detailed and atmospheric, from the eerie village to the imposing castle and the terrifying island.
One down.
The combat is intense and visceral, with brutal melee attacks and satisfying gunplay that will keep you on your toes. You'll need to use every weapon in your arsenal and strategically manage your resources to survive the onslaught of enemies. The remake also introduces new features like side quests and expanded areas, giving you even more to explore and discover. This game is a thrilling and terrifying adventure that perfectly captures the spirit of the original while delivering a fresh and unforgettable experience. I played Rise of the Ronin recently, and honestly, it felt like stepping into a wild samurai movie, where you get to decide everything. This is an open-world action game where you're a Ronin, a masterless samurai, and you're caught right in the middle of a big fight in Japan. The fighting is really cool. Like, you can switch between different sword styles, and it feels super smooth, but sometimes the story felt a bit all over the place, like it was trying to do too much. Exploring the world is fun, there's lots to see, but some of the side quests were a bit repetitive. You know, just go here, hit this, come back. Still swinging your sword and feeling like a badass Ronin, that's where this game really shines. Silent Hill 2 Remake is a survival horror game that beautifully brings back the eerie world of Silent Hill with modern graphics and sound design. It captures the creepy atmosphere perfectly, making every corner feel unsettling. I really enjoyed exploring the detailed environments and solving the challenging puzzles. The emotional story still hits hard, and the improved voice acting adds to the experience. The combat is a bit clunky, but it didn't bother me too much because the focus is more on exploration and story. If you love psychological horror, this remake is definitely worth checking out. Space Marine 2 throws you right into the action-packed world of Warhammer 40k, where you play as a towering space marine named Titus. You'll use powerful guns and brutal melee attacks to fight hordes of Tyranids alien creatures that want to eat everything in their path. The action is intense and gory, with huge battles and epic boss fights that will test your skills. The game looks amazing with detailed environments and awesome special effects that really bring the Warhammer universe to life. You can even team up with friends to fight the Tyranid threat together in co-op mode. If you like action-packed games with big guns and even bigger enemies, then Space Marine 2 is definitely worth checking out.
Fistmen have fled through the building. Eliminate them.
Marvel's Spider-Man 2 swings onto the PlayStation 5 with even more action and a darker story than before. This time, you get to play as both Peter Parker and Miles Morales with new abilities and suits to try out as you web-sling across an expanded New York City.
Is that a Higgs field? That's actually really cool.
The combat is more brutal and fluid, with new enemy types and challenges to keep you on your toes. Explore a larger map with new districts and iconic landmarks and face off against classic villains like Venom and Kraven the Hunter. The story dives deeper into the relationship between Peter and Miles as they face their greatest threat yet. While the game can feel familiar at times, and the pacing can be a bit uneven, Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is still a thrilling superhero adventure with amazing web-swinging action and a gripping story. It's a must-play for fans of the first game and anyone who loves Spider-Man. Stalker 2, Heart of Chornobyl throws you into a harsh and unforgiving world where survival is key. Explore the Chernobyl exclusion zone, a place filled with dangerous mutants, deadly anomalies, and other stalkers, all competing for survival. You'll need to scavenge for supplies, manage your resources, and make tough choices to stay alive in this unforgiving environment. The game features a massive open world with dynamic weather and day-night cycles that create a truly immersive experience. Uncover the secrets of the zone, complete dangerous missions, and encounter memorable characters as you explore this atmospheric and captivating world. This game is not for the faint of heart, but if you're looking for a challenging and rewarding survival experience, this game is a must-play. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is a bold reinvention of the series, blending classic Zelda charm with modern open-world design. And it works beautifully. Critics are raving with perfect scores comparing it to all-time greats like Mario 64 and Half-Life. Despite initial skepticism, it stays true to its roots while embracing fresh ideas. You play as Link, awakening 100 years after Hyrule's fall. The massive open world encourages exploration and discovery without holding your hand. It's challenging but rewarding, offering some great moments, creative combat, and systems like crafting and stamina-based traversal that keep gameplay engaging. Unlike most open-world games, it doesn't spoon-feed you towers. For example, they don't unlock maps, but instead let you scout and set your own path. The minimalist story is bolstered by voice acting, and the stunning art direction compensates for occasional frame dips. It's not perfect. Weapon durability can frustrate, and the vastness might feel overwhelming. But it's undeniably one of the best Zelda games in years. If you love open-world adventures or Zelda, this is a must-play.